Hey gamers, welcome back to the channel. Today in DC Dark Legion, we're going to talk about the updated tier list. This is the official global launch tier list for March, right before global launch hits. It's only a few days away, so I wanted to make sure to get all this information out to you. There has been quite a bit of movement, so let's get into it. All right, and welcome back. Before we jump into this, just really quick, if you like the content that you're seeing on this channel, the frequency in which I'm putting this out, which is going to increase after global launch, but if you like the tips, the tricks, the guides, the tier lists, if this is helpful, consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that notification button so you know when the next video comes out, because there's a lot going on in this game, and you're gonna see more stuff coming. All right, everybody, let's talk about this. The tier list, there's been quite a bit of movement. I still have not added an S+. I am this close, though, to moving one of the characters here. So let's talk about this list. If you take a look at our S tier right here, it's pretty similar to what we had before, but we did move Harley down. So I moved Harley down to A+ tier. She is great early on to mid-game. She's great for new players. She is helpful in the end game, but she tends to fall off when you start looking at some of these other characters. So she did get moved down. Joker. In the most recent update, we just had an update last night. Joker got a buff. Oh my gosh. I was considering moving him down to an A+, because Sinestro was just killing him on damage. But he got a buff that threw him through the roof. So my Joker, I've got him at 5 white stars, and I've got all of his force only to level 1. My Sinestro I have at 3 blue stars, and all of his force is at least level 4, with I think the exception of 1. That's at like level 3. I am now doing 1,000,000 more damage in combat cycle with Joker than I am with Sinestro. So that was a massive buff that they gave him. I think he's probably, at least right now, I'm thinking he's S+, but I haven't moved him yet. It's a knee-jerk reaction, and I don't want that, but he's definitely worth investing in. Everybody else here stays the same. And as far as A+ goes, we did move Zatanna. Zatanna is A+. She is great. At 0 stars, she is very viable, and she works very well, especially for protecting your team from physical damage and increasing attack. And she's also great, going to be great for that Justice League Dark team. So she's there. Everybody else here, I think in A, look at this. Look at this. We got Adam. Adam was down here at C. Don't waste your time on Adam. He got a buff. Here's the thing with Adam. What happens is he does his ultimate and it wipes him off the board. That killed it for him. He was absolutely useless. With this buff that they just gave him, they did increase his damage a little bit, but what is key for his kit now is that when he explodes and leaves the board, he's got a 2-second stun. Now, just by putting him on my team in Training Simulator, he helped me gain 10, 12 additional levels that I couldn't get before his buff. And then he also pushes, when you go through your campaign, you got the story campaign. After the story campaign finishes, you have these green campaign levels where you just go battle after battle after battle. He helped me push through that as well. So he has helped quite a bit. He's going to help, I think, also. I don't think he really has much of a place in combat cycle. But in Training Simulator, which is something you definitely want to make sure to focus on because you want to get as far in that as you can so you can continue to generate more and more experience to level up your team. And then also getting through campaign, critical to continue to advance the story, right? So he's definitely A tier for me now. So he got moved up. We moved Lex up a little bit too. He was C. I see some value in him. He does some damage, especially to that back row. So definitely beneficial there. And then Penguin got moved down. Move Penguin down just because I really don't see much use for him. He's got some AoE damage. I don't know if he's going to do better once we get a full Arkham Villains team. My favorite Arkham Villains trio right now is Joker, Ivy, and Scarecrow. They do fantastic together. Speaking of, Scarecrow did get a buff. I don't think it was enough to move him from A to A+, but he did get a little bit of a buff. That was nice as well. What else did we move? We moved Aquaman down 1. He's got his crowd control, which is great. It does help in Arena. I just don't see him in as many teams as some of the other higher tiered characters. So I did end up moving him down just because I don't see him as useful. And then Shazam moved up. He was C. He's up into B tier. He's definitely got some uses as well. He's doing better than I anticipated early on. So because of that, we moved him up to B tier, or I moved him up to B tier there. So those are the changes in the list. This is, I feel, a pretty solid list to go by when global launch hits. Make sure to focus on Joker if you get him. He's going to help quite a bit. Adam, don't be afraid to invest in him now. He's going to help you advance Training Simulator as well as Campaign. And then the only other one that I really want to call out is Zatanna. I mean, she is fantastic. She's great. If you've got her up in Bleed, make sure to summon for her. She is awesome. All right, a few criteria I just wanted to mention as far as how these characters get placed. Are they good in multiple teams? Are they good in multiple game modes? We want to make sure to take those into consideration. Are they niche characters like Raven? Raven is a niche character. I do feel she's good enough for A tier, but very niche and probably going to be more beneficial once we have a full Justice League Dark team. And how do they perform at 0 stars? Like Zatanna, fantastic at 0 stars. Even Sinestro. Sinestro was great at 0 stars as well as Joker at 0 stars. Their ultimates are good enough to help you and encourage you to build them up for your teams. All right, everybody, and that's what I had for you. That's the tier list, my global tier list for March. Very curious on your thoughts. What do you think about where these characters are placed and how they moved between last month and this month? Also, one other thing to mention, we do have a community tier list. There were a few of us who started working on it, and then we've added additional people. This right here is it. It's put together by Chloe, and this was done prior to the update, so you're going to see some characters at the bottom there, like Adam and Red Robin. By the way, Red Robin was at the bottom, as you can see, but I did move him up into B tier. His buffs definitely helped him out. Not as much as they helped Adam out, but definitely helped Red Robin out. So there's a bunch of us now getting together, and you can see who's all listed on this graphic, which is absolutely awesome. Chloe did a fantastic job. Very nice and clean. But we have that community tier list as well. So all these tier lists that are coming out, make sure to take a look at them. What works for you? What doesn't? What are your thoughts? Who do you like to play with? There's so many things to consider. So I'm giving you options. All right, everybody, that's what I had for you. As always, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button and share your thoughts and questions in the comments section below. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time.